I'll begin tonight with breaking news. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Ethan Kramer. Well, Fargo police say shortly after 3:30 this afternoon, they were called to the corner of Broadway and 4th Avenue North for a reported medical emergency. Well, it turned out that there were victims that were stabbed. The suspect now has been identified as 35-year-old Michael Hurtau. We are still waiting on the mugshot for him, but he does not have a permanent address, and he was arrested for 2 counts of attempted murder. Police say several people who were all known to each other got into a physical fight that left 2 with stab wounds. Police say the 2 individuals with stab wounds have serious but non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the suspect, as we have said, is in custody and in facing 2 counts of attempted murder. Police have yet to release any more information at this time, but the stabbing happened as the FM Pride Parade was wrapping up in downtown Fargo. But we want to remind you that police also say that the incident is not believed to be related to the FM Pride Parade, but FM Pride did release a statement on their Facebook following the incident because of it happening shortly after the parade. The Post says Fargo Moorhead Pride is aware of the situation that took place shortly after the Pride Parade downtown Fargo today. At this time, we do not believe it was a targeted attack. Please remember to be safe and enjoy the rest of your Fargo Moorhead Pride weekend. Well, Clay